I'd like to talk about an unpopular opinion. I believe that copper will soon be a better buy than a sell. March 2020 is going to go down as being the worst month in decades or longer for most stock indices and commodities. However, where there's pain, there's generally opportunity. In my view, the copper market is a prime example of this. COVID-19 related panic selling caused the front month futures contract to immediately raise 20% of its value. Further, the $2.60 per pound price going into the global asset collapse was already considered relatively inexpensive on many standards. Aside from the 2008 low in copper that was sparked by a sudden halt in manufacturing, copper prices haven't spent much time below $2 since the early 2000s. In 2016, copper briefly tested psychological and technical support at $2, but then later recovered into the mid $3. In late January, the world markets had yet to accept the coronavirus contagion as a threat. Accordingly, copper futures were trading just under $3 per pound, but it experienced prices as high as the 330 area in mid-2018. Today's price near $2 is almost 40% below levels seen last year. Like other stocks and commodities, the demand destruction is difficult to measure, and price discovery has been painful and volatile. Yet, if the news of steps towards normalcy in China is accurate, copper traders have likely almost done enough to account for the near worst-case scenario. Of course, we've all learned not to rely on data or news being disseminated by China, so there are some wild cards. Nevertheless, the country has reported a March PMI at 52 after a record low reading of 35.7 in February. Also, they're reporting 95% of factories have reopened, but economists warn that utilization rates are still low due to a lack of demand for goods and workers to man the machines. In any case, assuming these figures are positively fudged a little bit, still suggests that copper prices at or just under $2 will be a long-term value. In short, if the U.S. and China can bounce back in months, not years, these levels will probably prove to be opportunities for the bulls. Unlike precious metals such as gold and silver, copper is primarily used in industry. The most common use of copper is electrical equipment such as wiring and motors, but it's also used for housing in roofing, guttering, and plumbing. Thus, stable to higher copper prices will probably require that the strong early 2020 home sales in the U.S. translate into relatively respectable levels in a post-coronavirus world. Reading today's headline, that feels almost impossible, but a lot can change in 30 days.